I wanted to do engineering initially and got talked out of engineering. Happy to go through the others. I'll just make it up as I go along. Yeah.
Perfect. Nothing like.
I think it's the small moments that are often quite defining. So for me, it's been challenged about a particular issue and a new learning. So an aha moment, I guess, you're like, wow. In terms of particular moments, for me, it was probably finding my passion in planning. I've loved each component of my career and each aspect of that, so from development assessment, strategic planning, the whole lot, and policy and those sorts of things. But I think it was finding what you're really passionate about that made a difference. I think just knowing what makes you tick is really important. There's lots of women who have inspired me throughout my career, and I'd be here all day naming all of them. Probably for me, in picking one person, it's incredibly difficult, but I guess one person who has inspired me throughout is Jamina Dunn, and I worked with Jamina as a work experience student down at Lismore City Council originally. We ran into each other again in the department a couple of years later, and then eventually worked together at Office of Urban Management and then the transit-oriented development team within the department as well. And I think the characteristics she has that a lot of the women who I admire share are things like a fierce intellect. She's very clever and very passionate about the planning work she did and the people she worked with and places. Incredibly hardworking, but also incredibly generous in terms of their time in mentoring and spending time with people and sharing their vulnerability as a leader as well around those sorts of issues. So I think it's kind of those aspects, certainly that passion for what we do and the hard work and those sorts of things I think that I admire, but also the connections, the personal connections. And that's probably the most important thing with the women I've worked with throughout my career, is taking the time. I guess the challenges are the same as they have been over time, and they continue to be that way. But I kind of think, certainly from my point of view in terms of working with the young women in planning that I work with, I have great faith that they're well equipped to kind of manage those challenges. They're, fierce in a lot of ways. And fearless. So I really like that in the next generation of women. They're less concerned about controlling the wheel, and they're more concerned, I guess, about breaking the wheel and making a difference and seeing the change, rising to the challenge and seeing the challenges and changes that need to be made to kind of both challenge the kind of patriarchal systems and norms that we've probably been raised to live with, and look at how things can be done differently. The gender norms aren't as evident in them, which is really exciting. And so I think from that point of view, for me, it's them being themselves as planners, not aspiring to be female leaders in a male kind of context. It's kind of very bringing a different perspective, which I think is really important. So there's lots of different things that probably need to change. It's a fairly complex area, and I'm not sure it's change. I think it's going to be evolution rather than revolution. I think one of the biggest issues is women themselves limiting their own career opportunities, and that's for very good reasons as well. That can be, for managing a whole range of things in your life. Sometimes it's like, I don't really want to take that next step. In that space, it's also it can be quite challenging for men socially to kind of work, to change roles as well. So I guess it's supporting them in the changing roles too. The advice I'd give to any younger person, I guess, is know your own worth and be courageous and brave around what you do. There's a fair bit of confidence in there. Enjoy what you do, go hard, have fun, do all of those sorts of things, and then probably most importantly, find what you're passionate about. It can take a while, and some people know it straight away, which is absolutely fantastic. And beyond that, I guess, find your people is the other thing I'd kind of say.